So let's start this project. Before starting our model 1, firstly, let me tell you that here we have working on two modules, the module 1 and module 2. Module 1, here in module 1 I will analyze some meaningful insights, and in module 2 I will visualize them with the help of Power BI, and to better understanding and easy understanding. So let's start with our model 1. We have two CSV files on which we will start analysis. Here, this is my first module having two files. First one, data cleaning through Python, and second one is to extract insights by importing this clean data into SQL through Python also again. Okay, so let's start with the module 1. Firstly, here I will start by importing libraries which are required for data cleaning and loading the data set. After that, I have loaded the data set. Now, let's peek into the data, and here are the first 5 rows. Here are the apps, and then their categories, and then rating of the apps, then reviews given by the people, then the size and the number of installs, and the type, like is it free or is it costly, and then is the price of the app, like zero or anything, whatever it will have. Then the content rating, like there are many categories inside it, like who rate the content, everyone, teenagers, 18 plus, and etc etc. And after that we have genres, like arts and design, and creativity, games, play. So there are many genres, and here last three columns are for last updated, current version, Android version. So now I have used info function here to get all the information of data set, like null values and the data type of the data set present of each column. Like here we can say that category column we have object data type for rating, we have a float data type, and then for reviews we have again float data type, then size we have object data type, for install we have again float data type, for type column we have object, and so on. So now it was the information, like number of null values we have and the data type. Now let's see the type and counts of percentage of null values before we start data cleaning. So here we create a Python def function to print count and percentage of all missing values present in each column. So here we can clearly see the number of values in all columns, like in category we have 0 null, in rating column we have 1443 null values, and all the remaining columns we have 0 or 1. So according to the percentage, so we have about 14.53 percentage, like 15.53% data null in rating column. So we have to handle that. Let's discuss it later. So here we used a Python loop to print all unique values present in each column, which helps to identify is there any irrelevant record present in any column, and if present, then we have to handle that either by dropping or just by replacing that. So from let's see the unique values firstly from the firstmost column. Here we have our first column, which is category. We have categories, so here we can see that all the categories are like something health, fitness, dating, education, weather, video players, news, magazine, but there is one irrelevant data present in this column, which is 1.9. So we can easily understand that we have to handle it by dropping it or by replacing it, but we can just drop it if there is less count of this data. But if the count of this data is huge, then we can't drop it. We have to replace it with something. So it will discuss later. Now let's see next column. So in rating column, we can see that everything is fine except this nan value. So we have to handle this nan value later. And then we can see in reviews, we have all the reviews. There is nothing messy in this column. And in size column, I think everything is fine, but let me check again. Is there anything missing here or not? No, I think everything is okay with this column. Okay, okay. No, I can't see. If there's anything, then we'll check it later. Now let's see in the next installs column. We have everything is okay, but this nan value again we have to handle it later. And in type column we have we have four types, but free and paid are relevant and name and zero are irrelevant. So we have to either replace them or drop them. So in next price column, now let's see the next column. Here again we have some nan values, so we have to check their accounts and then we will decide then that what we will do with this. Either we will drop or we will replace. Now let's see the content rating. So here we have everyone teen, everyone 10 plus, mature 17 plus, adults only 18 plus, unrated and nan. Again we have nan, so it will be handled later. Then here we have genres. So let's see, is there anything messy in genres? I don't think so. Oh yes, I have one like this. Yeah, February 11, 2018. This is irrelevant data present here, so it will be also handled later. Now in next column, I don't think now anything is present except this column, Android version column. Here we have varies with device, and one is 4.4W and up, but and some nan values also present here. So we'll discuss later that what to do with these. Now let's start. Now let's start with the first insight here. After digging deep into the unique values, we came to know first thing, which is that we have irrelevant value 1.9 in the category column. So we have to just see that how much data we have of this value. So we can clearly see that there are less data, so we can just drop this. So here we used app.drop, and here we drop the data. Okay, so now let's see. As we discussed before that we have so much of nan values in rating column. So what we will do, we will just simply replace them with zero, because the data is huge, so we can't drop that. So we'll just simply replace that zero. Okay. So here we use app.drop any in place true to we use in place is equals to true, so that this change can can occur in our real data set. So here we have dropped the value. Now after dropping the values, we have some columns we have some columns which we have to rename. Okay, like current space version. What we have done here, we just replace the spaces with the underscore. Okay, now we why actually why we replace here it with we replace these columns because we have to analyze the data with MySQL, which will be unable to catch this type of record. So we have to rename it and replace the spaces with the underscore. So after doing all these things, we have to check again the information after data cleaning by using info function. So here we can see clearly that now there is no null data present in the column. Now after checking the information, checking the all null values, we can see that the data is clean now. So I have cleaned the Play Store app data set, and also now I have to do the same thing for the second data set, which is Play Store reviews data set. So firstly I load the data set by using pandas library and read CSV function. So here I just load the data set, and picking into the data set first 5 rows. There are first 5 rows here, in which we have first one is app and then translated reviews. Here these are the reviews which the people gives to the apps, and here sentiments like positive, negative, or none if there is nothing there, and then about what's the sentiment polarity, and then sentiment subjectivity. So now let's check also their shape. Means we have to check number of rows and number of columns here. So here we can see that we have total number of 64,295 rows and 4 columns, and again checking the information of the data set by using info function of pandas. So here we can see that we have some null values or some values missing in translated review column, and the first 2 columns have object data type and last 2 columns have float data type. So it was all about the information of the data. So as we know that there are some values in translated review, so what we have to do, we just dropped an a value, and we use here axis is equals to 0 for a change, for drop the values row wise, and in place is equals to true to make the changes in real data set. So here we have dropped the null values, and after dropping the null values we again checked for the information, and now we can see that we have no null values present in the data set. Okay, so here we have done. Now let's see that okay, yes, before, as we know that before removing null values we have data set, we have number of rows 64,295 rows and 4 columns, but after cleaning we have 37,000 rows, 37,427 rows, and same 4 columns. So it was all about checking the information of data set and checking the data types and removing null values. So now I import a string module and punctuation of that string module to remove some text punctuation. We have to firstly import the string module and punctuation from string module from Python. So to remove these text punctuation in translated review column by defining, okay, here just I define here I defined a Python function for that, and also run a loop to get all the text one by one in each rows, one by one in each rows, and now we can see that I apply this step function on the translated review column, and after applying this we can see that all the punctuation text have removed. So after cleaning this data set we converted it into a CSV format, like cleaned review.csv and cleaned app.csv. Both the data set are converted into a CSV form. Okay, this now the cleaning part is done. Let's start analyzing it with SQL through Python. So far that firstly I have to import all required libraries for the task, like PyMySQL, Pandas, std, SQL Alchemy, and I also import a warning module to ignore warnings. Okay, so after that here we create some variables which are DB names, which is Google underscore app, and we give local host name to the df host variable, which tell that our data is not on internet, it hosts on local machine. That's why we select local host here. So db username, okay, and the username is root and the password is nothing here. So now let's use PyMySQL to connect the database by using try and accept method of Python. Then we also create an if-else condition for if data is connected successfully or not. So if data is connected successfully, then it will print successfully connected. Otherwise, it will give error, like it will print error. So let's start with our first question. Okay, here is our first question. Which apps have the highest rating in the given available dataset? So first query is I have to tell about the highest rating for the app. Like which app has the highest rating? So for that I write a query like select app rating from app where rating is equals to I again used subquery like select maximum of a rating from that app. Here, what we get from the subquery, I get the maximum rating from the app. So, what is the maximum rating? Maximum rating is 5 rating. So, now rating is equal to 5 is selected. So, here, what will this where do? So, this where will filter the apps where ratings will be 5. So here we get the data of apps with rating is equals to 5. So this was all about the first question. Now come to the second question. So here on second question, what are the number of installs and reviews for the above app? Here I have to analyze about the number of installs and the number of reviews for above all the apps. So also return the app with highest reviews to the top. So for that I have to order by it in descending so that I can get the highest reviewed app. Okay, so for that I write a query, select by selecting app column and installs column and reviews column from the app table, and where rating again I give a subquery in which I will select the maximum rating from the app, and then I will order by all the things by review column with the descending order by limiting the number of rows with 10. So here I get the number of installs as 1000 and reviews 141 for the Rios PC app. Okay, so now it's turn of third question. Which app has the highest number of reviews? Also mention the number of reviews and category of the app. So here I just write the query by selecting three columns. First one is app, then reviews, and then category from the app where reviews. Again I give a subquery to fetch the highest reviews. Means I have to fetch maximum reviews of the app. So this query will give me the maximum reviews, and maximum review will goes to this review column, review variable, and then where what will where do here again where will filter out only those apps whose reviews is this. Okay, and I will output app with reviews with their categories. So I have Facebook with the highest reviews in which underlies into the social category. Okay, so I think you are understanding what I'm trying to. Okay, now it's turn of fourth question. What is the total amount of revenue generated by the Google Play Store by hosting apps? Whenever a user buys apps from the Google Play Store, the amount is considered in the reviews. So here again, what I have done, I just extract the sum of price as total revenue from the dataset. So here is the total revenue 10,183. So now come to the next question. Question number 5. Which category of Google Play Store app? Here, this time I have to tell about the category of an app. So let's see the condition. Which has highest number of installs? Means the app, category of an app which underline into the highest number of installs. Okay, and also find out the total number of installs for that particular category. Okay, so for that I write the query, and here is the query. I just select category name, then sum of all installs as total installs, from table name is app, and then group by it with the category column. So by grouping it with the category column, so I get all the number of installs, I mean sum of installs with each according to each category. As I group by category, so I will get sum of installs according to each category. Okay, I also put a condition by using having, like sum of installs should be. I use this subquery for the condition as a temp, and then I just output this query, and the output is that we have a game category. We have a highest total number of installs in game category, from game category. So as we all know that games are the most loving and most played and most downloading apps in the Google Play Store. So that will be the highest category in the, and that is the highest category in Google Play Store that have most of its installs. Okay, now in the next question, which genre has the most number of published apps? Okay, now I have to tell the genre. Which genre has number of published app, highest most number of published apps? So for that I write the query again, and here what will I get? The genre is tools. So in tools genre there are 842 published apps. So in tool we have highest number of published apps. Okay, in next question, provide the list of all games ordered in such a way that the game that has the highest number of installs is displayed on the top. To avoid duplicate result, use this thing. So they already tell that don't use duplicate records. So to remove duplicates, you can use this thing here. So here I again give a query, select distinct app. Here I use distinct before app because I want unique apps. So for to get unique apps, I put here distinct in the query, and then comma, I want installs also. So from the app, and also I give the condition, like I want the apps and their installs only from where the category is game, and order by all these things with the installs column in descending order, so that we can get the highest number of installed apps. So here subbase first is the app with the highest, with the most installs. Okay, so question number 8. Here we have to provide the list of apps that can work on Android version 4.0.0 and up. So for that I again write a query for select app. I want apps and their Android version. So I just select only two columns, and then from where I want these. So I want these from app table. So now I put a condition also, that where Android version, like I use like this card, like wild card, like is a wild card which is used to get something, like I want this thing which start from this or end up this, start and end up this, or like either start with this or end up with this. Okay, so here like we'll use to like Android version which have this part like 4.0.3 and up. So here is the result, app with Android version 4.0.3 and up. Okay, now next question. Here I have to tell how many apps from the given data set are free. Also provide the number of paid apps. Okay, so also I have to provide the number of paid apps. So here I again give a query, and here queries like I will count everything as number of free apps from the app where I just give the condition. The main thing is here where price is 0 union. Also this and this will combine here. Select count star is number of paid apps from app where price is greater than 0. So here we have two conditions with a union. First one is price should be greater than 0 and price is equals to 0. So where these two conditions are fulfilled, then we have to only fetch that data. So total number of free apps are 9198 for where price is equals to 0, and where price is greater than 0 the data is 731. Okay, now next question. Which is the best dating app? Best dating app is one having the highest number of reviews. So here I have to fetch the best dating app which have the most reviews. Okay, so for that I fetch the app name, then reviews, and from the app, and also put a where clause for the condition where category is equals to dating, and order by all these things with the reviews column. And also as I want the highest number of reviews best rating app, so I limit the number of rows as 1, so I will get only 1 row. So here is the best dating app is choose dating app meet singles which have our 516917 reviews. So now next question, get the number of reviews having positive sentiments and number of reviews having negative sentiments for the app 10 best food for you and compare them. So here we have total of 14 questions here. Same as I discussed before, these all questions are also the same with some different things, like here I have to tell the number of reviews having positive sentiments and having negative sentiments for the app 10 best foods for you and compare them. And in 12 question I have to tell like which comments of Ashu's Supernote have sentiment polarity and sentiment subjectivity both as one. So I again write a query for that, and here is the output. And the next question, I have to fetch all the neutral sentiment reviews for the app training burn belly fat. So as I want only the app training burn belly fat, and I want its all neutral sentiment, so I just fetch only the data which I needed, and here is the output for that. And same as 14, as I want all negative sentiment reviews for Adobe Acrobat Reader with their sentiment polarity and sentiment subjectivity. So here is all about the module 1. I hope you like it. Thank you.